Making the playoffs, and this is going to surprise some people. The Buffalo Sabres. You might think I'm like over the moon for Rasmus Dahlin or something. I'm not really sure, but I think in the Ryan O'Reilly trade, they lost a very good centerman, but at the same time they gained depth. They didn't have like Tage Thompson, Sabotka, and all that. These Buffalo's got some decent players up there. They got Ristolainen, they got Dahlin, they got Eichel. They got Reinhardt. I like some of their pieces, and I think if they coach right and Carter Hutton I kind of like. I think if they can pull it together, and plus I feel like I have to go with the off-the-board pick for playoffs just because, you know, it's a fun little predictions video. Might as well put Buffalo in there for the lulz. Next up, and this has suddenly fallen out of order, in the second wild card, a team that I'm kind of high on, especially with how good they were last year, the Florida Panthers. Now, the Florida Panthers have arguably a top 5, top 6 in the NHL. In my opinion, they might actually, but I think it's a little outside of that. They're very good. Decent defense, not the best to be honest. It's kind of subpar. And then you got Luongo and Reimer, which is a pretty good tandem if deployed the right way. And I think they just figure it out and keep playing like they did at the end of the year. Their depth is going to get a little better, I think, over time. I think the top 6 will carry them to a playoff spot. I really think the East is kind of shaky after the top 6 teams, which actually all fit into the division spots. First, and we'll go through the Atlantic first, I'm going to put my own Boston Bruins in third. Now, I think injuries and lack of uncertainty to start the year is going to cause them to not be able to finish as high as Toronto and Tampa in the standings. Now, that doesn't mean I don't think they're as talented or as good. That just means I think they're going to have their struggles and find their identity later in the year. I wouldn't really worry about the Bruins too much at the beginning. If they start off rough, I kind of expect them to not have the best start. But they should figure it out by the end and finish in the third spot in the Atlantic. Second in the division, I think, is Toronto. I think Toronto got better. You lost JVR, you gained Tavares. Defense looks a little worse than last year, in my opinion. But I think the Bruins' third line looks a little worse, which is why I put you above them, because I think Tavares puts you over us just a little, but I don't think by a whole ton. Should put up points in games, should let up goals in games. Frederick Anderson, he's going to have to face a lot of shots this year. You're going to win a lot of games with that. You're going to lose a lot of games with the way you play. I just don't think you're on Tampa's level yet, and you guys have to prove me wrong. I don't think you will. I think Tampa's clearly the best team in the league. McDonough, Hedman, Stamkos, Kucherov, Point. It's just game. They're the best team in the league. Should compete for a cup. Should be the favorites to win the cup, in my opinion. They're just good top to bottom. Vasilevsky's like 23 or something like that. Good goaltender. I think he was a Vezina nominee last year. I mean, they're going to have to show me they aren't the best team, and it's going to take a while for me to convince, because they just look like the best team. Third, and I think this team only falls this far because of the Stanley Cup hangover, and it's got a very big hangover if you see how much they're drinking and partying. The Washington Capitals, they're not going to suck this year. You know, Ovechkin will tell you that. They're just not going to finish top in the division again, I don't think, because hangover, man. They're probably going to struggle at the beginning of the year. But, you know, they'll pick it up. Maybe they'll have a good playoff run against them again. Who knows? Maybe they go back-to-back. Probably not, but you never know. Second in the division, I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Penguins. All offense, no defense. Chris Letang on defense. Dumoulin, decent first pair. I'm not a big fan of them after that. Matt Murray, I think, is a decent goalie. I don't think he's anything special. But their forwards are going to carry them, and it's going to lead them to the second spot in that division, I think. I think you guys all know about Pittsburgh. I don't think I have to go on any further. Number one, to the surprise of some people, I think this is going to be Philadelphia's year. And now they're not going to make the playoffs after I said that. I really like the D-Corps. I really like Ghost Bear. I really like Provorov. I like Hag. I like some other pieces too. Forwards, Voracek, Giroux. Konechny I like. Wayne Simmons is on the third line now. That shows you got depth. I just really like what they built. They added JVR. I don't know. Now, here's the thing about Philadelphia and why I probably already regret this. Goaltending. Yeah, I should probably move them down like here right about now, but I think they're going to score enough, and I think these guys are just going to not be as good to the point Philadelphia can provide enough offense. I think the defensive core will make the job easier for Brian Elliott and maybe Carter Hart if he's ready to take over more games. And I don't really feel too like the Metro is that strong a division anymore. I think it's kind of falling apart in front of us. I think these two are pretty elite teams, but I wonder how much longer they can stay up there. Capitals, I feel like that one cup run is probably all they had in them, to be honest. Philadelphia, I think, is just going to get hot. That's basically how I think that division's won. I don't think it's going to be like consistent like these three are going to be. I think it's just going to be them getting hot. And that's what I think about the East. Okay, let's go over the awards real quick. Art Ross is won by who else but McDavid. I think the Richard goes to Laine. Kid's got a wicked shot, and I think that offense is just going to provide him ample opportunities. Ovechkin will probably have a down year, and when I say down, I mean like the low 40s. I think Laine is just... I think he might actually hit the 50 mark this year. Norris, I say back-to-back for Hedman. I think Tampa Bay is going to be so dominant. But then again, maybe having McDonough there now kind of lowers that. So I'm going to give a backup vote to, let's say I give it to, let's give it to Erik Karlsson in San Jose. Calder, Rookie of the Year trophy, I'm going to give it to Ryan Donato. I think he has a 25-plus goal, 25 assist season. I think, no, I'm going to say 30 goals. I'm going to say that's enough for him to get the Calder. I think it's going to be a down year for rookies all around. Svechnikov in Carolina looks good in an unbiased vote, I guess. Lindsay, Players MVP. McDavid. Selke, Barkov. I like Bergeron, but I think they're just tired of voting for him. I think Barkov's a new kid on the block. I think they're going to vote him to win. Vezina, Hellebuck, I mean, I just think wins, you know, he's in the best situation, I think. So I'm going to give Hellebuck that. And Hart, the real MVP trophy, McDavid. So I'm heavily thinking McDavid's going to absolutely dominate the league, pushes them to a playoff spot. This is a lock if the Edmonton Oilers are in the playoffs. He's locked into all those spots. He can actually contend for the Richard. You can see a lot of McDavid here. Everywhere but like Selke, Vezina, and Calder. You could see McDavid on this list realistically. But awards are whatever to me, and that's why I didn't make a big deal of them. On to the playoffs, which will probably piss some fans off. Okay, now into everyone's favorite time when I tell them their teams are going to get eliminated. This is fully right, you know, September 30th. Happy birthday, Brian. All these predictions are going to be right, and yeah, deal with it. Okay, let's start with the West, cross my body here. San Jose, Calgary. I'm going to go San Jose in 4 because that power play is going to be too much, and Calgary is going to go back to their weird Saddle Dome thing. Okay, so we move on San Jose. Then you got Vegas and the Ducks, and, you know, Vegas, you know, Cinderella story last year. You know, they got a little better this offseason, but I'm going to have the Ducks beat them because playoff hockey, that's why. More experience, even though the Knights went. That doesn't make sense, actually. But I just think the Ducks have that defensive core to the point they can really make Vegas feel their wrath. Moving on, you got the Jets and the Avalanche. And, you know, just like last year, the Avalanche squeak into the playoffs barely and get absolutely destroyed by a team far superior to them. The Jets move on easily. McKinnon cannot fight back because he just doesn't have the team around him. Then you move down to the Preds and the Blues, and you're probably looking like, oh, that Preds-Jets rematch. Give me that. Well, nah. St. Louis and their newfound center depth, destroying. They're going to destroy them in 4 games. That's going to be their Chicago, and Nashville is going to go down the hole, and we're never going to see from them again because Matthias Ekholm is going to get too old. Ryan Ellis is going to lose that swagger. PK Subban just isn't going to do it, and Roman Josi, you know, he's solid, but, you know, they're going to fall off a cliff because they don't have the offense. Anyway, enough of that gloomy crap. Let's go to the East. You got Tampa and Buffalo. Now, you're probably saying, Pat, Buffalo? And I'm saying, nah. Tampa in 4. Come on. Buffalo's just happy to be here. They haven't made the playoffs in like, must be like a decade or something, it feels like. Then you can move on to Leafs and Bruins and John Tavares, man. Must be good to be a Leaf and feel those first round exits. Goodbye. You guys just still don't have the defense. I think that ultimately catches up to you. Enough said. You guys can go in the comments like you always do and tell me how wrong I am. Flyers, Panthers, really you have a ton of offense. Games are going to end 7-6. Kind of like the Penguins-Flyers series was kind of this year. But I'm going to say the Flyers move on. Decor is just better. Goaltending, though, you know, Roberto Luongo, that'd be funny. That would be very funny to me. Pittsburgh Caps, I'm going to say the Caps come into form and they get over that hangover by, yeah, right around April 10th, actually, I think they get over that hangover. Moving back to the West, you got the Sharks and the Ducks, and the Sharks need to win, so, you know, the Ducks are going to. Because Getzlaf will just walk over Joe Thornton's grave. That's how that one's going to work out because the Sharks should win. Jets and Blues. lose. They don't beat 2 Giants. They only get 1. Moving on. That'd be a pretty good West Final, actually, in my opinion. Then you move to Lightning Bruins, and I'm not that much of a homer. The Lightning are just a better team on paper at this time. Saying anything else would just be wrong. Flyers, Caps. Capitals are a better team on paper, but I like the upsets, and I think they crumble. And I say Flyers beat the drunken Capitals. Next, you move on to the Final Four. You got the Ducks and Jets, Lightning and Flyers. I'd say 2 of those 4 are expected to be there in NHL standards. That's pretty good considering the NHL is usually full of upsets. Come on, guys. The top 4, it's not going to be Sharks, Jets, Lightning, like Penguins. Come on. You guys should know better. Predictions never work out the way they should. Anyway, the Lightning obliterate the Flyers. Ducks, Jets is intriguing to me. I could really see that one going either way, especially if the Ducks get hot like that. They definitely have the goaltending, definitely have the defense, but I just don't think they have the offense to compete with the Jets. And I'm going to say the Ducks go home packing. Waddling down the road with their, I don't even know, what do Ducks have for feet? I don't even know, I can picture them in my head, but you know what, moving on, it doesn't matter. Lightning Jets, that would be a great Stanley Cup final. I would love to see it, but I would hate to see it as a Bruins fan because I hate the Lightning and everything they do. Eliminate us in 5, still not over it. But anyway, I'm going to crown them the champions of the 2018 Stanley Cup just because I think it's an extremely even matchup. Someone's got to win, and I think the Lightning just do because they just will. That's why. I mean, that's a pick-em matchup right there. Flip a coin on that one if that one happens. But I'm going to go with the Lightning just because I think they're due. Jets will probably win it the next year, then the Bruins. But yeah, that's all I got for predictions, and you can come back to me and tell me how right I am in June when the Cup's awarded to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And oh yeah, I gotta pick the Conn Smythe Trophy, so I'll give it to Nikita Kucherov, who has 33 points in 24 games. That sounds about right. That sounds like a good number. If you like my predictions and you like me and you don't find me annoying at this point, hit like. Comment how wrong I am. Subscribe for Bruins coverage and other NHL topic videos. I'm not just Bruins, but I'm mostly Bruins. And I'll see you next time. Peace.